You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator, too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
So with the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc now coming to a close with only one chapter left in finding out what the conclusion is going to be to the overall narrative involving Goku, Vegeta, Merus, Whis, Moro, and everything that's happened within the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc itself, many fans within the Dragon Ball community are all seemingly begging the same question in asking what is to come next within the Dragon Ball Super story, as here today we are going to be diving in depth and taking a look at what the community had to say in regards to their thoughts on the upcoming manga arc, which is scheduled to take place sometime during the month of December/January. So with that being said, if of course you guys are new to the channel and want to be kept up to date with everything in regards to Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you guys to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single update video on the channel, as well as giving this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply stoked, ready, and excited to see what kind of story we're bound to be in for next. And with all that out of the way, let's go on ahead and dive into seeing what the community had to say in regards to what they want to see in the upcoming Dragon Ball Super arc. So here we go. On my community tab, I went along to post a community poll to ask you guys on what you guys believe is going to happen next following the events of the Moro arc, as I went along to ask you, with the story of Moro now over, the possibilities are seemingly endless as to what they can do going forward into the next Dragon Ball Super arc. However, despite the routes they could take, what do you guys believe we are in store for going into 2021? Between these options shown, which one of these are more than likely to happen in the next Dragon Ball Super arc? I couldn't be given more choices to list off, so I came up with these. Let the world know what you think. It's clearly going to be an interesting ride moving forward. What do you think? As of course the options were an arc involving Beerus and Goku having their rematch, an arc where Broly returns or has a major role in, an arc to where they finally move into the end of Z with Uub and Goku, an arc involving Frieza and what he's been up to this entire time, and lastly an arc to where there is another tournament involved. Now with that being said, let's go on ahead and scroll down into the comment section to see what you guys had to say. I think everyone needs a Beerus versus Goku rematch, especially the debaters who are trying to scale Goku above Beerus and Beerus above Goku. That is very debatable, and in the comment section below I genuinely want to know, do you guys strongly believe that Beerus is still stronger than Goku, or do you guys firmly believe that Goku now has far surpassed Beerus by having mastered Ultra Instinct? Because I think we all want to see it. I think it's up in the air whether or not this is a little too late to be done within the story, but I think it's still possible, and I think that first there needs to be a story attached to it in order for that to be a runoff narrative, because you don't want to just have them fight for no apparent reason, right? An arc where the other 4 universes were restored by 17's wish. I think that is something a lot of people want to see, because it would be interesting to see those universes that were destroyed by the Omni King come back. But then what would the narrative be, right? Would we have some sort of a super villain emerge from one of them in wanting revenge? Kind of like Hearts, right? To destroy the gods, to get vengeance on Zeno. Do we do a story where there's another mortal within one of those universes that wants to challenge Goku perhaps? You know, I think that we can expand on those horizons, but there needs to be a suitable enough narrative for us to go into a concept like Beerus versus Goku, for us to go into a concept like bringing back the 4 erased universes that the Omni King had destroyed, right? So I think that it is possible, but we do need, I think, a stable narrative to go forward with. Well, I can see the Grand Priest commanding Beerus to destroy the Earth, or something as such for losing his son Merus, which causes a rematch between Goku and Beerus. But then again, you would have to assert the idea that Goku would have to be punished as well. So why would the Grand Priest order Beerus to destroy the Earth, right? It's like, it's not really the Earth's fault for Merus being destroyed. It was under the supervision, I guess you could say, of Whis, but it was ultimately Merus' choice to go out there and do what he did. But I could definitely see a conflict between Goku and Beerus in the fact that they're arguing and bickering about the hierarchy, they're arguing and bickering about Goku's misuse of taking advantage of the gods perhaps, and always having to interfere with, you know, the hierarchy's business, always wanting to go to Zeno, always calling for Beerus to train and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I think that that would be interesting, but as of right now, for them to actually clash, I think that it would make sense for there to be somewhat of a repercussion for them both. But until the Grand Priest, if he is the one that sets the basic tone of what's going to happen, then I think that would make sense, only because it's like Goku would stand in Beerus' way and saying, no, I'm not going to allow you to do that, and Beerus begs to differ. So I think that that would be an interesting concept. An arc with a goal of collecting Super Dragon Balls and Vegeta visiting Planet Sadala. Planet Sadala would be fun. I think a lot of people want to see Planet Sadala, including myself. They will make cooler canon one day, I just know it. I think anything is possible, so sure. Goku vs Beerus rematch. I think everyone's been asking for this one. They've been dragging this out too long, and now that Goku has truly mastered Ultra Instinct and Beerus is still being implied to be in the same league or possibly above MUI Goku, they need to have a rematch ASAP. The only way Beerus down players will ever admit to his true strength is if he actually shows himself fighting. Well, we saw that kind of go down in the Dragon Ball Super manga when he fought the other 11 gods of destruction, so that's a feat in and of itself, right? We can't disregard what happened in the manga, right? And it would bring DBS into a full circle pretty much, because Goku started out with Super Saiyan God and fighting Beerus, only this time the battle will be a real struggle for both Goku and Beerus. I agree to an extent, and the animation and hype for the... Well, okay, first of all, this needs to happen in the manga, right? In order for it to, you know, be translated onto the, I guess, anime production staff that can actually get this animated, because if we go back to the manga and we saw the way Beerus was fighting all the gods, he fought all the gods relatively until the end when he stood toe-to-toe against Catella, and then the Grand Priest stopped it, right? So Beerus fought 11 gods of destruction at the same time, right? So yeah, I would love to see this fight. I think that this fight in and of itself would be tremendously epic, but it's how they set it up and how they upscale both characters to either be relevant to each other or having one supersede the other is what I think is most important here. So whatever happens, I'm very excited to see what Goku's gonna do in the upcoming arc. I want to see him go against Beerus once more. Everybody does. Dude, they should make the next arc the resurrection of the erased universes, where the gods and angels from Universe 13 through 19 take revenge against Zeno, the Grand Priest, and the other angels, other gods of destruction, and all-out war of the multiverse like Endgame. I would like to see that, but not if it's going to be the last arc of Super. Because if you want to have some sort of a biblical war between angels, gods, mortals, it has to be the be-all, end-all closing finale of Dragon Ball Super. Because how else do you kind of, you know, scale above this? How do you up the ante any higher than having an all-out biblical warfare between angels, mortals, gods, you know, erased universes and stuff? That would be truly an epic story to see, but not unless it is the final story in Super, I would say. I mean, I think that right now, it's more than likely we're bound to see Uub and Goku next. Give or take, right? Because I think Uub's potential right now is shown to be so vast by comparison to Broly, Gohan, and other characters, because we saw how much power he gave Goku that was needed to be pushed into MUI to destroy Moro. I think that's what should be next, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I want the history of Yamoshi. Wow, Yamoshi's still a thing? Damn. How about all of them combined? I don't see why not. Well, I mean, it's profit for Toei, right? It's profit for Shueisha. That's all they care about is money, right? Which is fine if you're, you know, a part of that corporation. But I think that unless it makes sense, then sure. I have a feeling with Beerus going to this meeting in the Angel Realm is going to change things forever. I do believe there will be some type of Goku vs Beerus coming shortly, but I think we're gonna get something more of an introduction to the Angel Realm and how the higher power works. We may get a form that's more powerful than Ultra Instinct in this as well. Oh boy, that'll be something, right? Or I see 17's wish results starting to affect the rest of the universes, as there was probably a good reason the other universes stayed erased in the first place. Well, Zeno just wasn't feeling himself. He was in a pissed off mood, and he destroyed, you know, the other universes. That was basically all Whis had explained, and that was the whole story. He was just in a sour mood, so what else can you do, right? Universe 13 arc, I want to see them fight in a different environment without home field advantage, or a Saiyan King arc. Are you referencing Universe 13 because of Murno? I mean, I wouldn't mind an angel level villain, but not yet. I think that there still needs to be a lot of growth that comes from Goku, Vegeta, and said people before they enter that kind of a situation. But I mean, having to fight without home field advantage would be also pretty cool. Having them go elsewhere to fight, I think, would be pretty nice to see. I would like an arc where they visit the Saiyans of Universe 6, me too, and I would want it to be a legitimate arc, no, not just filler material for the anime or anything. Well, there's no anime right now, so there can't be any fillers, so yes, I agree. I think that there should be a subtle moment where they go out there, but again, there needs to be a reason, unless Vegeta wants to go and Goku wants to come with him, right? So I agree with you, but it's about what you do in Universe 6, right? You can have Frost want revenge, you can have another kind of universal enemy threaten Planet Sadala, and they need Goku and Vegeta's help. That'd be pretty cool, right? So we're gonna have to wait and see. I want an arc that focuses on Gohan getting stronger and playing a bigger role. Sorry to downplay Gohan, sorry to downplay your hopes and dreams on this, but Gohan did have a bigger role in the Moro arc than he did in the TOP. In the TOP, he fought Kefla, they both wrung each other out, and that was it. In the Moro arc, we saw Gohan and Piccolo tag team 7-3. They fought Sagambo. You know, they squared off against Moro the best they could. So Moro, you know, he showcased tremendous amounts of feats against all of them. So Gohan did have his definitive role, I guess. But if you're hoping that Gohan gets Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 4, MUI, I'm sorry to say, as of right now, it's not looking like it's going to be the case. So, I mean, let's just see. Let's just see. I honestly think that the next arc will have something to do with the Grand Priest and with Merus' death. I agree. An arc where Trunks and Goten actually age. Yes, please, God. Yes. An arc where Trunks and Goten actually age. I don't see how they're still the same age during the boost. I agree, brother. I mean, but this is still within the 10-year time span between the Boo arc and the end of Z. So, go figure, right? It's most likely a rematch since we are so close to the end of Z. Bruh, that's so scary to think about. It is. It is, because that just implies that perhaps maybe, we're nearing the end of Dragon Ball Super for good. Right? I mean, anything's possible. With the remaining universes that did not compete in the Tournament of Power, it makes sense to have them return as well, as incorporating Broly into the mix, or 17's Wish has repercussions of some sorts. Okay, so how would the other universes mesh well with Broly? What does Broly have to do with this, right? Like, for example, Planet Vampa, right now Broly's on Planet Vampa. He's on this backwater planet that nobody knows about, that nobody even cares about, right? So the only people that know he's there is just Goku and his friends, right? So nobody else cares, nobody else knows, unless they want to do something to where they bring him to Earth, and sure. But other than that, I don't see what, you know, the other universes have anything to do with, you know, Broly or the correlation behind 17's Wish. I hope that they can just have the end of Z right here. I mean, Goku vs Beerus rematch would come before the Peaceful World arc, I suppose. That is true, unless you want to eliminate the gods for good, and then you have Goku win and Beerus never comes back. That, I mean, this is some scary stuff we're talking about here. I want the Pride Troopers being multiversal heroes, and now that Jiren was overpowered by friendship, he could train with Toppo and Dispo. I could see that. I could see Jiren training with these dudes, but I'm sorry, I could see him beating the crap out of them. I mean, just, even if it was training, I could see him getting stronger, but boy, would that be a beatdown. It's going to be something God-related, I agree. I want to see Whis get chewed out, I agree. Merus was his responsibility, not Beerus's. But at the same time, it's Beerus's responsibility in a sense because it's his universe, right? Why are you subjugating this rookie angel and getting involved when you could have gotten involved yourself, right? So I think that the Grand Priest should chew him out to say, look, you're a destroyer, but you're not destroying. Like, what's your issue? Like, I'm about to replace you because you're not suited to be a destroyer. It's like you're just playing, you know, Kit Kat, fishing for fish, taking naps, like, you know, typical cat stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I think that he should get chewed out, but Whis, on the other hand, I'm not sure what the repercussions are going to be for him. Probably nothing, since nothing ever happens to the damn angels anyway. I want an arc when the Angels is the super villain. Yes, like Murno. Not yet. I think that if we ever had something like Murno, it should be saved until like the very end, where Goku like super maxes out Ultra Instinct or whatever the case may be, right? The first 3 choices are the most viable and most smooth when it comes to transition. Sure, I mean, I guess you could do that, but there are also other options out there that you can choose from. Again, almost 20,000 people voted on this damn poll, so a lot of people want to see that rematch, man. An arc involving Frieza and what he's been up to this entire time would be a real good one. I think that this would also be a very good idea, only because he left off the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie very vague in saying that he couldn't defeat Goku and Vegeta by himself, that he needed a partner. So Frieza's been there to see everything: Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, Ultra Instinct Sign, Mastered Ultra Instinct, Fusion with Gogeta. He's seen Broly, he saw Jiren, he's seen the gods, he's seen the angels, he's seen Zeno. So it would be fascinating to see what his plan of attack is going to be against Goku and Vegeta, but I guess that until they're ready, they should bring him back, because I think that Frieza deserves one final run, right, in order to finally either take him out for good or to, you know, basically solidify himself in being someone that's a rogue unit and you can keep him away. But I think that with the foreshadowing scene at the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly, this is not the last time we're going to see of him, I guarantee you. There was a reason for Uub to be introduced. Goku will remember what Dende said about Uub and go train him. Yes, 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 I agree. I think that, and plus, it was already foreshadowed, like you said, during the beginning portion of the Tournament of Power in the manga, when Dende told Goku about Uub. So I think that with all of the God Ki that he possesses within him due to the Daikaio, Goku's gonna want to train him. Of course he will. I mean, he felt that power given to him, right? So why wouldn't he want to do that? I think that if now, more so than ever, it's time for Uub to come in. That's just me. Neither. It's going to be an intro to Uub, and we're going to see more of him and Broly get older and develop. You know, Peacemaker, I don't disagree. I agree. I think that we should see something with Uub. I think that seeing as to how Broly had gotten older and seeing what he's been up to, that would be really cool as well, to see if he did any sort of training with Ba or any sort of, you know, semi-training with Shile and them. I think that would be really interesting to see if Broly had grown, if he's able to talk now, properly at least, to see Uub actually be thrown into the mix. I think that that would be really cool, but you're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna have to first see what the Grand Priest wants from Whis and Beerus, unless the big twist is that Merus was never dead and that he was up there with the Grand Priest the entire time. That would be such a cluster, I think, at least. So the next arc time skip to Uub and Goku fighting in the tournaments, then continuing on from the beginning of their training post-tournaments. So you're saying going into the end of Z, but then exiting the end of Z and starting like a brand new story that's not relative to Dragon Ball GT, but it's still super, you know, continuity. I think, oh, that would be interesting. I mean, you can totally disregard GT in that sense by going past it, but really that all depends on their overall direction and what they want to do. The arc where the Universe 7 Saiyans, that makes no sense because the Universe 7 Saiyans are dead. An arc involving a Beerus versus Goku rematch, of course. The Angel arc, I feel like something after the last manga chapter. Such as what, though? I get a feeling that the Grand Priest is going to ask Beerus to step down from the God of Destruction position due to him losing Merus and being so lazy at the job. Dude, that would be so awesome if the Grand Priest basically told Beerus, hey, you know what? I'll allow you to remain, you know, as a god if you were to fight and defeat Goku. Right? I mean, that would set up a really good rematch, I think at least. Moving into the end of Z would be so good finally to see Goten and Trunks grow up. That's been a lot of people have been wanting, you know, for that to happen. I'm including myself, because these guys have been kids now for like 20 years, and it's like, come on, man. There are 2 that I'd like to see, a rematch with Beerus and another tournament as well. I think that if we do get another tournament, it's probably going to be the World Martial Arts Tournament. I don't see it being another Universal Tournament or another Tournament of Power, at least not yet. So, I mean, that's the closest one that I think we'll see. I want an arc that a fusion of the first 3 options and Jiren is involved as well. You want a fusion versus Jiren, bro? Gee, another Tournament of Power with a fusion? Imagine that, right? Really want to see them develop Uub as a character. I think they will. I genuinely think they will. I want to know how the story ends with Murno. That has nothing to do with this, brother. And plus, that's a ways away. It definitely has something to do with the Angel Conference. I agree. Unless it's just a massive joke. And the Grand Priest is like, haha, you know, Merus has been here. I just want to let you know that he's alive, but he's not going to be in your universe anymore. Like, that would be such a monkey wrench thrown, I think, at least. I want an arc where the side characters are the main characters focused. Okay, but we already had that. What are you talking about? We had Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Piccolo, and Gohan literally in the Moro arc. We literally had them do something, and guess what? They did nothing of significant importance to make an impact. Because guess what? They fought against Moro's henchmen, in this case, Best Thing being bested by Sagambo, and then, when Moro fought them, he beat the shit out of him. So it's like, sorry, nobody cares about Yamcha, nobody cares about Krillin, nobody cares about Tien, and Piccolo and Gohan have their own placements, and they're going to be placement holders going forward. But don't expect them to, like, destroy the main villain. That's not gonna happen, bro, I'm sorry. I want to see an arc where the universes that didn't compete in the tournament somehow clashed against Earth's warriors. Okay, but why? You know, like, what's the purpose of that? I think there's going to be another series where it involves angels. I'm going to leave it here. Okay, fair enough. Imagine Beerus claps Goku again. That would make my day, not going to lie. Imagine they upscale Beerus and he claps Goku again. Dude. Let's see, I'm in love with the Demon Realm, Deborah, that's not really going to be a factor, to be honest. Let me scroll down more. From what it looks like, everyone wants to see something involving Beerus and Goku, but another rematch. Yeah, it's just nothing but rematches. I think that it's going to be very pivotal to see what the Grand Priest says, but in the comment section below, I do want to get your thoughts and I do want to get your feedback on what you guys have to, you know, say about this. If you guys believe it's going to be another tournament, whether that be the World Martial Arts Tournament, or if it's going to be Goku meeting Uub, or if you guys genuinely believe it's going to be a rematch between Goku and Beerus, or if you guys believe that it's going to be something completely different involving Frieza, involving Broly, maybe something involving Jiren, or maybe something brand new. I think that it is possible for us to see something that we've never seen before, only because we've seen that be done with the Universe 6 tournament and with the Goku Black arc, so, and with Moro, so I don't see as to why they wouldn't do something different in giving us something brand new. But then again, it all varies on what's going to happen with the Grand Priest having to meet up with Whis and Beerus. So again, thank you all so much for watching, thank you all so much for your time. We're going to have spoilers, leaks, information, all that good stuff coming your way in the next, I would say, 2.5 weeks, so make sure you guys keep your eyes and ears peeled out for everything. Give this video a big fat thumbs up if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for the next arc. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody, and take care. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Frieza.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate! Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarot!